Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Mikey from ChattyBloggerMS, which of course stands for Mikey Suze. This is JAS 2026 Part 3. Just a little bit of JAS webcam streams and an occasional live stream if we have something going on this month. Like I said, the MOPS project and everything we've got planned is all set to go next month on February 1st, after February 1st, sometime after February 1st. So we have all that planned out. Okay, so like I said, basically the goals I hope to accomplish this month is I would definitely like to, have a 1v1, if possible, with Lizzie Armstrong, if she's still available. Also with Matt Arnold, our brother over there in Alabama, and of course Lizzie over in Queensland, Australia. So hopefully we can get together with the two of them. This last live stream we did pretty good. We had about 9 or 10 people with likes, and Larry was there. And Lisa, even though our friend traveled with Lisa, MH, missed it, but she did get to rewatch, and she said it was fun. And she said, "Thank you so much for the shout out." You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Lisa. I hope that things with you and your dad and everything else, and Adam, and everything goes well. Okay. Hello, Mikey. Welcome. Hello, Suzanne. Suzanne Eckstein, first in the box. How you doing, Suzanne? How you doing, Susie? Everything going okay? Everything's still good? I hope so. I hope everything's going well with you. And Harlem and everybody. So yeah, so there's not a good day. Yeah. Well, we're let's see, right now it's it's pretty much balmy. It's like 53 degrees outside. So I don't think the worst of the winter's over yet, but it's turned out to be a pretty good day. Yeah, for us. And Suzanne just had to go get some more medicine. She had to get some allergy pills for us and a couple other things. So, and like we said, we went out yesterday, had a nice dinner or brunch over at Mandarin, but the staff let us down completely. So we're not going to go back to them anytime soon. Maybe once in a great while. But yeah, that was sad. Because, I mean, we loved that place. I mean, that was one of our favorite Asian buffet places. And then, of course, as everything happens, when you have a change of personnel, the servers turn cynical. They don't help you as much. Even though they realize we're two of their best customers, even though we don't go there very frequently, it's infrequent. But, but we treat everybody well and nice, and it doesn't work out. Yo, dude. Hello. Oh my gosh. Travel with Lisa. MH, how are you, sweetheart? Wow, she must have read my mind. Yikes. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. And hey, chat from Lisa. Hello, Lisa from Susie. Hello, Mikey and Suze. Hi, sweetie. How's it going? Well, it's great to see two great ladies here, two of our wonderful sisters. Yeah, it's wonderful. That's a nice intro today. Yeah, they're yeah, and Lisa waves to Suzanne. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Eckstein is awesome. Um let's see. Well, there isn't really much to discuss today. I just wanted to put this out there and let you know everything we've got pretty much that we're doing this month is the interviews I'd like to get to have done. And then I think towards the end of the month I might go ahead and restart Get Smart. Instead of next month, I might do it this month. Sometime later on though. Probably next week. Yeah. Yeah, I might start it like with Wednesdays and Fridays. Probably just doing, my reviews, 2 episodes per review, so 4 episodes a week. It is only one show that I'm covering, right? Because after that, uh, you know, then next month, along with the MOPS project, we'll also be trying to intersperse with that, the Star Trek, the 21 episodes from both Kali and Monona of the fan films, with New Voyages and Continues. Yeah, and that's gonna be good. Yeah, Lisa, that would be great. Sure, sure. Mikey, want me on your show in February? Oh, absolutely. Yes, that would be very nice. Yeah. But let's plan it, okay? We'll make it a special show where, you and I and Suzanne, my Suzanne, we can all sit down. If Adam's there, that's great too. And we can sit down and talk to each other. Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah, I know. We talked about it before. Yes, and I would love to do that. That would be fun. Yeah, let me know. Just you plan it, okay? You go ahead and help me plan it, Lisa. Let me know what dates are good, and we can get out there and we can do it. Sure, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a special one for everybody. And hello, LDG, freethenet.org. Mr. LDG, our brother there in Florida. How are you, brother LDG? How are things going? So that's a great idea, Lisa. Thank you. And Suzanne says hello to LDG. Yeah, that's great. No, that would be wonderful. Yeah, good idea. LDG says I'm doing okay somewhat. Well, that's good, LDG. Well, it's good to hear from you, sir. It always is. Travel Lisa says hello, hey to LDG, and LDG says hi. Yeah, Lisa's very special to us. We got to meet her in person. She's very, very wonderful, likable lady. Uh, you know, she's a pet sitter. She does videography. She has a nice friend now in Adam, good partner. So, yeah, good people, good friends, and hopefully she'll come back. She says in February, and looks like she is, and we'll get together. We'll try to do a special outdoor version. Like a that would be cool. Yeah, that'd be a nice interview with you there, Lisa. Outdoors, yeah, it would. Um, I don't have a workable. My phone don't really work, so would have to use yours. But we'll figure it out. We'll do something. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, well, there was a terrible incident in New York City um, involving acid and things. I don't want to really go into it. It was kind of sad. Husband got pissed off with his wife, and because his wife wanted a divorce, and he got pissed off. And they had 3 kids between them, and one of them was 18 years old and found mom gone. And yeah, guy was arrested, put away, and it's just so sad. Yeah, it's kind of the it adds to the remaining bad things that are going on. I'm sure all of you have seen what happened there with ICE over in Minnesota. I'm sure you've all seen that already by now, which is ridiculous. Yeah. I know Gorilla's probably going to say something about it. I'm sure he will. Maybe in the next cigar lounge or something. I don't know. That's his call. That's not ours. We'll let him know what he wants to do. No, I mean he'll know what he wants to do. Yeah. So, but enough about badness. Uh, we had to cut off our phone this month because of other factors. There were some extenuating circumstances involving involving our finances. As you know, we're a low income couple. With our cats and everything. It's kind of hard nowadays to live. Lisa says, "How are the cats?" They're doing well, Lisa. Mm-hmm. We just cleaned up their boxes. We just cleaned up around the apartment. Deja Vu's right over here on the bed. She's being sweet and just laying there in Daddy's space. Moonpie, of course, is patrolling the floor, looking for more cockroaches and spiders and everything, aren't you, little cutie? Yeah. But I appreciate you asking. Yeah, they're doing okay. Yeah. Yeah, not much else is going on. Um, I've got 2 uh, live streams I'm doing with people this weekend on Saturday. I've got my friend Chance over at Nostalgic Podblast. He says he wants to do something at 5:35 p.m. As he usually does every 2 weeks. So I said, okay, yeah, we'll do something on this Saturday on the 10th. And then after that, my friend, she's known as BBB, Triple B, or as she likes to be, it stands for Brain Bender's Banter. And she likes to do bantering live streams and stuff. So I know she wants me and Chance to be there after we finish our pod blast with Al. Al's place helps us. So yeah, and now probably Sarah. Cool. So we might have a fourth guest. That'd be a fourth co-host. That'd be nice, or a third one, but because he's the main host, obviously. But yeah, that'd be cool. I would love to talk to Sarah. Yeah, she's cool. Uh, yeah, so there's those two events. Um, I stopped doing events with Gorilla. Gorilla's still a good friend, so we still, Gorilla and I, we still talk on Facebook every once in a while. Suzanne over here, she's out today because like I said, she's still getting us some stuff. But anyway, but thank you, B, our sister, one of my sisters, for helping us with that. But yeah, but Suzanne over here, she still picks up on Gorilla's, little things he does, little shorts and things like that. He got caught in a big misty fog with zero visibility, and Suzanne knew already that he complained because he saw some elk cross the road and one of them almost hit his vehicle. So I was like, I thought that was crazy. Poor gorilla. Oh yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he's doing all right. So, considering. Um I saw Jim last night on our live stream I did, and seems to be doing okay. Jim's landscape. We talked to Kevin. We talked to Larry. Larry is into his new house now, Lisa. He's into his brand new home there in Anthem. Yeah. Now he says they're down to the technique of unpacking. Yay. Yeah, Lisa said yay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So he's in the house now. He's in the big house. He's there with Diane. And Tyler helped out his son and yeah, Larry's sister, and then Ronnie helped out. The girls, Kaya and London, her nieces, and yeah, it was a big you know big trek moving a lot of stuff. But they did have some local friends, some neighbors that helped out too. So that was cool. So then everything was moved. So yep, he's moved in. Yep, yay indeed, definitely. So I'm happy for Larry. Yeah, he didn't have to do much. What now? He's going to have to do some of the unpacking. I told him, you take it easy, buddy, and just don't do a whole lot of move. You know, lift some things that you're able to, but otherwise, just take it easy. Just let other people help you. And they did. So they got everything moved in there. Is he in the same area as he was? Yeah, he is. Well, the town, this, he's already told you, I think, but it's called Anthem, Arizona, and it's north of Phoenix. It's not too far. I think it's like less than 20 miles north. But yeah, he moved from a smaller place because they were getting ready to move him out of that place, and they found a bigger place for him to move to. So then they moved him into a bigger house. I believe it's still in the same area in Anthem. So yes, he'd still be in the same area that he was. Yes, just in a bigger place. Yep, totally. Yep, I'm so happy for him. Such a great guy, Larry is. Yeah, he's so wonderful, so kind, so courteous, and he is deeply religious. I know he is, and very, very humble man. Yeah, he's very cool. Yeah, Larry is awesome. I totally agree with you, Lisa. Well, I have known him for over 50 years, right? So, do I know him as awesome? Yes, I do. I'm used to that. Um, Suzanne has her friend Scott, who she's known for over 20 years. He's still around, and, we think of him and his family, not so much his sister. Okay, his sister's weird, but okay. But we invited her as part of the family. So she is also, Scott's sister is also part of our extended family and still very good friends with Suzanne. So that's her best friend there. and then I got Larry. So yeah, I'm finding it harder and harder to make friends around here. And even though another Scotty who lives over in Mississauga has invited me and Suzanne to go visit him uh, in the area, maybe go to a dinner or lunch or something. And I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just saying, I don't know him that well, just what I know from him, you know, from uh, from online. So meeting somebody for the first time, uh, is you do get a bit nervous because you really don't know who that person is. But when we met Lisa, it was like, you know, friends at first sight. We loved Lisa. Travel with Lisa is a fantastic lady, and she does a lot, and she's very humble too. I think Lisa's a great friend. She really is. And someday, Miss Susie, over there in Saskatchewan, if you ever come to Toronto, hey, we'll help you. We'll help you in Harlem, and whoever comes with you, and we'll chat you guys up. Yeah, we'll take care of you. We'll find a place for you guys. Lisa says, "Aw, love you guys too. Aw, well, we love you. We love all of you, wonderful guys and gals. Oh, and we did reach 60 yesterday. Yay! Little victories, right? You're thankful for the little things, and we did reach 60 wonderful subs. Well, now another family member. So now we have extended 60 family members. So that's wonderful. Nice. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah. Yeah. So we turned off, well, we had to, like I said, due to extenuating circumstances and because of some um other things we're working on, we had to turn off our phones at least this month. But don't worry, Lisa, when you come back, I'll reach you through, Facebook. I'll contact you, whatever. Uh, which is nice because they have free phone. You can call somebody on the Facebook Messenger or talk to them when you get into town. So let me know that too. Please leave me a message. Um, let's see. Yeah, but as far as that goes, yeah, we'll have our phones turned back on by next month. Yeah. We just we ran a little short of fundage this month, and thankfully, like I said, last minute we were able to get something from one of my sisters, a very late post Christmas gift, but it was very much appreciated, and a very nice picture of my sister, her husband, and our new nephew Dylan. He looks so much like his mom and dad. He really does. You can tell he's a good product of both his parents. He's got he's got the ears of my sister, and he's got the chin of his dad, in the face of my sister, and he's got the attitude. He has a good attitude, but he can get a little feisty. Yeah, which is like his dad, right? So he when he's humble, polite, he's like my sister, you know. But when he's a little rowdy, he's like dad. So yeah, but I gotta say, it's the best of both worlds. It truly is. I'll get a hold of you. No problem. Awesome, Lisa. That's awesome. Yeah, take your time, Lisa. Don't feel like you have to rush into anything for Feb. Just for February. Just take your time. But no worries. Yeah, I know. You'll get hold of me. I know. And we'll hook up. The three of us will hook up. Hopefully four, if Adam wants to come. The four of us, and we can do something. We could do live something. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I know we talked about it before, and I wanted to do something, but I know you had your things going on, last month, last year, and for the months you were here, in Canada, and I knew and I understood. So I mean, yeah, definitely, definitely, young lady, yeah, I'm old. Okay, so Lisa, yeah, Lisa looks very young. Believe me, I know. I'm probably embarrassing her saying that, but she does. She looks like a very young lady. Doesn't look old at all. No, definitely not. And my Suzanne. Oh no, she does not look her age. My, you all of you know by now that my wonderful wife is turning 60 in June, on June 16th. Yeah, Yeah, she's turning 60. I know, Lisa, but I like to think you are younger. She says I'm not that much younger than you. Well, I try to compliment you there, Lisa. You know, you said a very nice compliment to my wife, and she really blushed. I don't see Suzanne. Yeah, LOL for sure. I don't see Suzanne blush very much. Okay, so there was a very beautiful compliment. I wish I could remember what it was, but I know there was. And you said something very beautiful to Suzanne, and she just like lit up. And I don't see her do that much. Yeah, I don't see her like really blush. I don't you know, I'm me and her hubby. I don't try to embarrass her very much. I don't do that. I try not to. But every once in a while, when I see her cheeks lit up like bright red, and she gets a bit, yeah, right, exactly, exactly, Lisa. That's the perfect emoji. Yeah, when she lights up the room, and she does. When she gets all beautiful, it's like strawberry red. It truly is. It truly is. Um, let's see what else is going on. Hmm. Well, like I said, the first Mops Project interview I like to do would be with Larry because he did work on Jesus Christ Superstar, and I want to, as one of our first plays of the musical opera play series, I would definitely like to interview him about that. Um, And in our interview with Lisa, I'm sure that Lisa will tell me about something she's seen, plays she's seen, and things like that. Not just in the UK, but maybe over in Canada here, and I would love for her perspective. So that would be a great one. Yeah, I would love to talk to her about that. I know that Jim's Landscape wants to do one. Uh, I'm not sure if it's about a musical or a play, um, but he does know of some operas, and I said, well, you and I could talk about one of mine, one of yours. Um, I only saw one up. Well, I've seen one on television, and I saw one live. And the opera I saw live was La Traviata, which is a very complex Italian opera, which I didn't really understand. Of course, I was just a kid back then. It was for a field trip, whatever. I didn't really understand it, but but it was fun. It was fun to watch them, you know, uh, gesticulate and move about, do all sorts of stuff. So that was cool. And then I did watch from a friend of mine's. Well, he used to be a friend. I was at the station on site for Arizona State University, the Sun Devils, and they have a PBS station which they shut down. Did you know that? Trump Card has shut down all the public broadcasting stations. They no longer exist. So the one that used to be there on the campus of ASU, which was called KAET Channel 8, is gone. It's gone. Thanks a lot, Trump. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So, not trying to get political, but it's his fault. He got rid of public broadcasting stations. And I'd never seen a show I didn't like. There you go. There you go. Yeah. That's awesome, Lisa. Yeah. So, like I was going to say, the one show I did get to see was Carmen. Bizet's Carmen that I got to see in its entirety. Yeah, that was fun. No, that was fun because because I know the da 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 and all that stuff. Yeah, Figaro and all that. Yeah, I got to see that. That was fun. From the actual broadcasting station with my friend. It's kind of one of those late night uh, sojourns we had where he was working on stuff. And we got to watch it. It was nice. It was a nice BBC production. Yeah, and periodically throughout the year here in Toronto at the Cineplex Odeon. Once in a while, they do these concert, you know, uh, promotions, like a play or an opera or a musical. And they do it on the big screen, on the big movie screen. And some people who, believe it or not, are still very cultured and really enjoy those, even if they can't pay for them, in the actual, in New York or Chicago or LA, wherever they do these plays and such. they can actually, purchase like a regular movie ticket. Of course, movie tickets are a little bit expensive. I wish the theaters would go back to reducing that a little bit, maybe reducing the prices of their concessions a little bit too, and that would be kind of cool. And then you'd be able to get more people in. And see, that's what they do. Some of these people who really can't afford to go to see a musical opera or a play will go into the movie theater, watch the movie, which shows the actual play they wanted to see, and it's live and it's there, it's big screen. Sometimes it's in the IMAX, and they'll watch it. So, I mean, that's a great thing. That's a great thing. And I'm glad they still have that, at least in place, for now. So hopefully they never take that away because that's a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. They have a whole series, it's what they call a theater series. So what they do is like these bunch of plays, they put them over a period of a month or 2 months, or sometimes during the summer, and they just have people watch them. Yeah. Just buy a regular ticket and just watch it. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. Those are fun. That's good to know, Lisa, because I'll definitely ask you about that. What was your favorite show? What you saw? Don't tell us now. Let's let's keep that on the QT. Yeah, let's keep that a mystery until February, until we get together and we can talk about it. You know, have some fun with it. But this month, like I said, really, I'm just looking forward to maybe I will try to see where I can go ahead and restart, the reviews for Get Smart so we can finish that, get that done really fast because we're almost done. We're in the middle of season 3 and we're almost done. There's only 5 seasons, and then those 6 episodes from Fox back in the late, mid '90s. Um, you know, and then I'll talk about all the movies at once, and I want to try to see if I can get Larry or possibly Jim because I think they've seen those 3 you know Get Smart type movies, and bring them up so we can review those, talk about them. So yeah, that would be something we hopefully we can do by next month. Yeah, try to get that all together. Um, Now here's the thing: we've got one like that's cool. We got 3 people still watching. Um, there's one thing I want to mention, um, which is important because of the events that are going on this year with, concerning Suzanne's knee. As I said, between March and April, we'll be sure to know when exactly her first knee operation is going to happen, which is her right knee. So when that comes about, of course, I'm going to be there at the hospital, for the, waiting for it, being there for the surgery. She might have to stay overnight for observation. So that's probably for like one or two, just one night at most, maybe 2. Depends on how she can get around. Um, but then I'll have to take care of a lot of the house duties around here and stuff. I don't even expect her to cook. But you know what? The best part about that is that we do actually have these meat pies, and she can easily just show me how to cook one. And then that's what we'll have. You know, and I'll come up with some. I know how to make some sandwiches. I can do that much. So you know, and I'll take care of the cats. I don't mind doing that. I do it anyway when she goes out. When she does her little shopping for us and everything, I take care of the babies. I got to make sure these girls are behaving. Not doing naughty stuff. Oh my gosh. Ah, sorry, girls. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, sorry about that. I tried to mute it, but I didn't have a chance. Sorry. Okay. Whew. Bless you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. You're awesome. Thank you. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, like I said, with events going on this month, uh, being as slow as they are, I'm glad about that. I really just want to relax this month. It's kind of I did call it a recovery month. That's what I consider January is a recovery month. Everybody's just done with the holidays, right? We just finished the holidays. People are ready to go back to their daily routine. The kids are already back in school. They've been in school now for 4 days. They went back January 5th, and now today is their last day, right? For this week is the 9th, Monday through Friday. And it's getting, and we had a lot of snow. recently, but then we had like up to 6 inches, Lisa, and everybody in the chat. But then it kind of melted, so now it's starting to melt a little bit more. Yesterday, like I said, we went out to Mandarin. We had good food, but the service is terrible. Sorry to say, yeah, it went by the wayside. So can't go back there now for a while, which is sad because it still has the same manager, the same head manager of the restaurant, and the food service is still great. The food itself is wonderful. The mango pudding is my favorite dessert. I mentioned that yesterday in the live stream, but the service just went downhill a little bit. Yeah, because they used to. I okay. We let me explain something. Okay, if I can. Suzanne and I, as you know, we're in walkers. We have a difficult time trying to walk around, move about, and do stuff. If we can make little moves here and there, which now I'm able to make. I force myself to make these moves among the food and everything. Try not to cross contaminate or anything like that. I never do that. I've never done that. I am I'll raise my hand to that. I have never done that ever in any food industry I ever worked in. I'm proud of that. No cross contamination. So, uh, so we get our food. She uses her walker. I walk by myself. I try to get my stuff. I'm trying to strengthen my legs, and it seems to help a little bit, but my hip still hurts, and my back still hurts a little bit. So it's probably because I don't get enough exercise. I really should get more. But you know what? That's why I'm saying that when Suzanne goes under after she gets her knees worked on and whatever, it's a blessing in disguise because it allows me to go out on my own and take care of my business and my stuff that I need to do, right? Because I've been, for these last 5 years, like I said, almost six, I've been working to get my citizenship, established and done. But with all the red tape going on, and of course that coof, that pandemic, everything else that makes restrictions, and even though I could go online and maybe do stuff, I don't trust it because even with some encryption, I mean, you saw what happened to us last year. We lost a whole channel on YouTube, our Mikey Sues 4. We lost everything else because of one guy who pickpocketed a phone of my wife's and basically just blasted everything. Thankfully, not the Facebook because the Facebook was still intact. So that's good, you know. And, you know, but enough about that. That's in the past, it's last year. But anyway, because of all that, so now it's like, now it just pushed things further back and I you know what? I want to actually talk to somebody in an office building. You know what I mean? Where I have plenty of witnesses. If this guy does something and takes my info and goes with it or steals it or sells it to data people, I have witnesses that were there that saw me talk to you, to get my citizenship taken care of. So I want to get dual citizenship. I do because my parents are still where they are. And if there's any chance that, God forbid, if when they go, one of them or both of them, I still want the house. And we are entitled to that. Even though my youngest sister E, from now I'm just going to go by their first name initial. So my youngest sister E controls most of the house, right? And the storage bins and things that are there. But when my parents go, it says in the will that house is to be divided, and whatever is there can be sold or taken with you or anything like that between the four of us, right? So my brother P, my sister B, and my other sister E, and myself will all control the home, and then we will take care of it. So, yeah, reset month. That is correct. And Lisa also says, I gotta sort the dogs out, Mikey. Catch you at the next one. All right. All right, Lisa. Well, catch me Sunday. Sunday will be I think my last JAS for a while for this month. Yeah. JAS number 4. Because I think by next week, that's when I plan on trying to finish up here with Get Smart. So yeah. And I know where I'm at. I know where I stopped at to start again. With season 3, episodes 19 and 20. Yeah. And then the next one will be 21, 22, right? And so on until that show's done. Yeah. Cool. All right, Lisa. Well, thank you for so much for coming this afternoon. We're really happy to see you, and I know Suzanne likes to watch these on the rewatch. So when she's has to go away and help us out. So yeah, please let's definitely get together in February when you're ready. There, Lisa. Take your time though. Don't rush things. I'm not going to rush into anything this year. I found that out too. That's the other thing I'd like to mention to all of our 60. Yeah, the big 60. Okay. So to our 60 wonderful extended family members, not just subs. Um, you may not see me do a lot this month for sure, but I know after February you will, because that's when I plan on doing a lot more stuff. Um, and like I said, I may not be available all the time because like I said, after March, maybe April, when Suzanne goes under the knife for her first surgery on her knee, on her right knee, and then her left is after that immediately, right? Um, you may not see a lot of me. So don't worry. If you don't see me online for a lot of time, that's because I'm trying to take care of our normal household duties here. To take care of the cats, to take care of dishes, take care of other things, um, which I don't mind doing. So, hey, Moon Pie, how you doing? I noticed you were playing with one of your toys down there. Beautiful kitty baby. Yeah, I got two beautiful, wonderful girls here. Yeah. And they keep us sane. They're our support pets. They do. They keep us sane. God forbid if we lost them, Suzanne and I, we go nuts. Yeah. So yeah. Uh cool. All right. So I want to thank Travel with Lisa MH for being here. And again, you're very welcome, Lisa, for the shout out I gave you yesterday. I want more and more of our friends to subscribe to you and because you're a great person and in life, and you do a lot of good stuff and good work, and yeah. So I wanted to recognize you for sure. Um, Also, I want to thank Miss Suzanne Eckstein for coming, and Erica, Harlem, everybody in the family. We always praying for you 24/7. Hopefully that things are going well. And I want to thank LDG Free the Net, our brother down there in Florida. I hope things are okay with you there, LDG. I hope you're getting by. Um, you know, doing all right in your life. It's good to see you. And let's see. All right, so we had Lisa, Suzanne, and yeah. So there's Suzanne, Lisa, LDG. Yeah, good to see you guys. Guys and gals, you're awesome. All right, cool. Okay, like I said, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, LDG, for all being here this afternoon with us. And we appreciate you all the time, and everybody else in our wonderful family, extended family members. And like I said, keep an eye out for me for this coming Saturday for two streams that I'm happily going to be a part of panels for that. Like I said, for Chance Bartels, his nostalgic pod blast at 5:35 p.m. Eastern on Saturday on the 10th, and then also following that will be BBB Brain Benders Banter with Chrissy, our friend there, and she is in Northern California, up near Sacramento area, I believe, and we'll have a show with her also on that Saturday later that evening. And then don't forget, Gorilla has his Sunday cinema. I believe he is doing a movie on Sunday. So check his channel out. Make sure you check him out. Say hello. Say that ChattyBloggerMS, Mikey Sues, sent him, send people over to his Cinema Sunday on Sunday, which is, I believe, the 11th. Right. Uh, okay. And then my last, and I'm going to do this I'm going to do it later. So maybe anticipate that my JAS number 4 might come later that evening after Gorilla's done his show. When I find out when he did it, if he did do a Cinema Sunday, then I can go ahead and do my JAS number 4, which will be the last one for this month, I believe. Yeah, I think that'll be the last one because then next Wednesday is when I'll restart our weekly live series, which is Get Smart. So yeah, and then like I said, that'll be season 3, episodes 19 and 20 is what we start with, or where we restart with, because that's where we left off last year when I finished it. Said, okay, well, we're going to bring it back, but I need to know when to do it. So I think this month is probably good because we're all trying to recover. As Lisa fondly said, reset month. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Yes, definitely. Okay. So, as my brothers Matt and Jim said to me, remember, you never know where you'll hear or see me next. So make sure you keep an eye out for Mikey out there somewhere in the ethereal. And always keep my wife Suzanne in your prayers and love and support, please, as she approaches her date with destiny to become the next bionic woman. Yeah, titanium knees on both of them. Yeah. If I start seeing her running like da 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 da, or well, that's my bionic woman, right? There she is. That's it. Um, let's see. Okay, so Suzanne, of course, is known for saying, "Leave everything in God's hands." We always do, and we always turn out the best. And like we said, we left it in God's hands when we knew that my sister B's gift was going to be delayed, whatever. But it came at the most opportune time, which was great because um, we got paid earlier last month, last year in December, and then of course we have to wait a whole, like 30, we have to wait a whole 30 days. Well, actually 40 days. Yeah. So it's a bit longer for us between the December and January acumen. So yeah, it's harder. Yeah. Okay. So like I said for Suzanne there, and then for my brother Larry, where we've got a future live stream plan. Well, it's in the planning stages. We haven't got it set yet, but in June of this year, sometime in June of this year, we're going to get all of the original game, all of us that we knew back in Phoenix. We're going to get myself, my brother Phil, hopefully, if I can get him up there. If not, I could get John North. But either way, both of them are a part of the gang. Patrick, I want to try to get Larry. I want to try to get uh, my other best friend who I've known just as long as Larry, which is James. I want to get him. And also want to get my friend Frank. Because I don't think Frank's ever been on very many streams. I don't believe so. But I would love to get Frank up there. Yeah, I know he would love it. So, yeah. And we'll try, like I said, we only have the free plan and only for, limited 20 hours, with StreamYard. And we chose that to do that this year. So, you may not see me do a lot of live streams, but for the ones that we do, those will be the most important because that is where we'll have special events. Um, we will have one for March 1st, maybe later in the evening, because that's when Suzanne and I met each other 16 years ago online. It was March 1st, 2010. That'll be our very first anniversary. Then in April 19th, we're going to go have a special dinner, the two of us. So I would say the day after, probably the 20th of April, is when we'll do a special celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary when we got married in a nice little courthouse down in Phoenix, Arizona with my parents and her parents, because we share them, that were witnesses that day. And then they had two other weddings they did too, including for a family. So that was a lot of fun. And then finally, June 23rd of 2015 is when we got married. Well, we bonded. It was a bonding marriage, okay? That's what the Universal Life Church does is they bond you. Then the Catholic Church marries you, right? You get through married through the Catholic Church and with, we did with a simple ceremony through courthouse. So our bonding ceremony occurred on June 23rd of 2015, and so it'll be 11 years that we've been bonded together. But as I said, one of our main ones will occur March 1st because that is 16 years that we've been together as a couple since we very first met online, and the rest, of course, as they say, is history. So it all turned out well. You girls, you all relaxing? I see you, moon pie, on my pillow. Yes, I do. You're so cute. Okay, so as my brother Larry says, to pick up where I left off, I hope, he always says, always be yourself. Great advice from my brother Larry there at Be Yourself Adventures. Make sure everybody here that was in the chat, make sure that you, when you do the rewatch, and I did post the chat replay, the live chat replay. I always try to make sure I do that. Sometimes I forget, so please, I apologize if I do. But on most of them I do. So make sure that you, when you go through the, there's a spot where it says open panel, so you can open it, see the reactions and the chats and the comments. So just, go there and, if you haven't subscribed yet to anybody here today, please make sure you do, right? Like, subscribe, share, and don't forget, of course, that wonderful bell, right? That bell, so you can be notified of any future content, any podcasts, live streams, or live webcams like this. So you know what's coming. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, so we've got Suzanne, Larry, uh, Matt, Jim, and then of course Peace from Mikey Sue's and our beautiful cats Moon Pie and Deja Vu. And last but not least, don't forget that wonderful guy Gene Siskel and his family and the foundation there in Chicago who allowed me to use their final say where they always said, and now the aisle's closed. So there we go. And of course, through the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, let's pray for all of our wonderful extended family chat members and in our our 60 wonderful subs. And let's pray for the rest of the world. Let's hope that all of it turns out better this year. Let's hope that things turn out better this year. Let's, just overall, it's kind of a thing. But yeah, let's hope everything does well, and everybody else does well. Let's hope that they all stay healthy this year, and let's hope for no more losses. We've had a few celeb losses this year. Not really that prominent, but still, still nonetheless, just very tragic. Well, I just mentioned that the R Gang group, they're all unalive now. There's nobody left. Yeah. No Darla Hood, no Alfalfa Schweitzer, no Spanky McFarlane, no Jim, no, none of them. They're gone. So when you start watching them later on YouTube, or if you get a chance to watch your late night, well, I was going to say public broadcasting, but they're gone. Thanks a lot, Trump card. Asshole. Anyway, yeah. But if you ever get a chance to watch on YouTube or any other streaming social media of the old Our Gang series, keep them in your prayers, right? Because they're all gone now. They're all up there in heaven. Uh, even Buckwheat and all those people. Yeah, I loved watching that as a kid. I believe me, I was Our Gang forever. Absolutely. That's kind of funny, and I do want to quickly mention that before we go. But that is how we formed Our Gang in Phoenix. The people I just mentioned. Frank, Jim, and all the rest. That is how we formed it. Was basically off what we saw as little kids. We were all there. We all saw it. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so and oh, hey, fam, Toby. Hi, Toby. Well, you're a little bit late there, brother, but make sure you do the rewatch. Hey, Mikey. Good to see you, fam, Toby. Hope everything's going well for you up there in northern Arizona. Hope it's all turning out well for you. It's good to see you, my friend. It really is. Uh, so, for all the prayers, as I said, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. So, let's hope that all of our family members are taken care of, that they're taking care of each other, that you're there for the homeless. Remember, as Christ said, as you did unto others, you had done unto me. And that is how you should go through life, is being as helpful as you can. Uh Toby says it's doing good. It's been snowing pretty bad last night. Oh yeah, well, you know this well. I told you I lived in Arizona for a long time. And when I went up north, that's where a lot of the snow came in, and Flagstaff, Winslow, Sedona, Page, uh, Grand Canyon, all of it, and Williams, all of that always gets a big dusting, gets a lot of snow. So, yeah, I know, Toby. So stay warm, brother. Stay warm. That's all I can tell you, man. We had here in Toronto, we over the last couple of weeks we had over 6 feet of snow. No, 7 feet of snow we had. And then it's kind of melting now. We're supposed to have a rainstorm later tonight, and I think next week it's going to get down to like 10 degrees as the high. So yeah, it's going to be crazy. Toby says it was back to back cold fronts. Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt that. My brother, I don't doubt that at all. Yeah, we, you know, when uh when my sister B, I'm sorry, when my brother P and my sister B went to Northern Arizona University up there, they didn't like the winters up there, which is weird. But I love the winter. That was one of the reasons, like, when I moved here in September of 2017, which in 2 more years will be, or 1 more year will be a 10-year anniversary. I moved here to Canada permanently to live, to stay, with Suzanne and the cats and everything. Um, yeah, that was one of the reasons, because I lived in the central part of Arizona where it's always hot. And whenever you have a spring, it's not really spring. I mean, it can get down to little temperatures at night, but which are nice. But I mean, that's usually only about what, 2, 3 months out of the year, and then the rest of the time it's all too hot down there. But where you're at is pristine, because up there you've got all 4 seasons, correct, Toby? You can't argue with that. You got a decent spring, you get a decent summer, you go into fall, and then here you go. Right now you got your winter. So you got your snow. And yes, it can get very bad up there. Do you know that I-40? Well, I'm sure you know this, but I-40 is still in disrepair in parts. There really isn't, like, I don't know what's going on. They're always, the Arizona Department of Transportation, ADOT, okay, is always doing repairs on I-40. Now, either they're doing that to legitimately try to fix that freeway or that highway that crosses Arizona, or they're just doing it to waste tax dollars. Either way, I don't know. I don't live there anymore. I haven't been there since, like I said, 2017, 8 years. So I'm not like, you know, I shouldn't be involved in Arizona too much anymore. But there are a few friends that I know, besides Larry, right? Obviously, who live in Arizona still, and you know, and they deal with the weather and everything every year. And well, my parents are still there, right? Most of my cousins are still there, so yeah, they're all dealing with that, and yeah. But I mean, it's just but that was one of the reasons I wanted to get to a cooler climate. I got a lot more than what I asked for, so there's that rub. But yeah, but I just want to get out of those 100+ degree temps I was going through all the time. Suzanne, I brought her down for a few months to, meet my parents and stuff. We got married in that little courthouse, like I mentioned. Our 10-year anniversary for that will be coming up, like I said. And, and she got to spend at least Christmas. She came back down and spent Christmas with us, for 1 year. And, well, it cleared up her sinuses, right? She has some asthmatic, sinus problems, but it did clear that up. So, I mean, that was what the summer did for her. But she did say she could put her head into an oven and leave it there. And that's how hot it was, how dry it was. So even though the dryness cured up her asthmatic and whatever was going on, it still caused her to start, having burns, and things like that because of how hot it was. And she went through the second hottest day we ever suffered, 121 degrees one day. And I went through in 1990, I suffered through the most hottest day in my experience. And all my 40 plus years I lived there, which was it reached 122 degrees. And there was another spot where it reached 123, and I think that was over in Yuma or somewhere. So, yeah, we all went through it, Mr. Toby. And you're awesome. 2 likes. Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, so we're almost done. Yep, we're almost to an hour. So I want to wait for Suzanne to come home and gonna watch some videos and try to relax. Yeah, we after our big buffet yesterday, we went into what I like to call a food coma. And we slept, and we did. I mean, all day, most of the day, and then we slept most of the day away. And then we got up. We stayed up a little bit at night. I did my live stream yesterday. I hope you've all been able to have a chance to rewatch it. An impromptu live stream, which I did after we pre-celebrated our friend Troy Pacelli's birthday. Oh, by the way, yes, I didn't want to forget that, and I did want to mention tonight, Friday night, Troy is going to have a special birthday bash with his wife Netter's Network. If you, any of you, like I said, also Gorilla, of course, on Fridays does his Walton stream. I think he does it early enough before Troy does his birthday bash stream tonight. So if you do get a chance, folks, and if you're subscribed to both of them, check out Gorilla and check out Troy Pacelli. Okay, yeah, check them both out. I probably will. I'll just probably sit in the chat, talk about something or whatever. Just kind of relax. Like I said, because I got my own streams to attend tomorrow. On Saturday. Yeah, so I got to get ready for those, especially Chance's thing, because when we talk about a topic, he and I we're chatterboxes, right? Al's place when he comes on, he chats. Sarah, I heard, is a chatter lady. That's so sweet. So all four of us. I don't know how long that's going to go. Well, I guess we'll find out. Like I said, 5:35 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Okay. All right. So after the final prayer, Toby and Lisa and Suzanne and LDG, I want to thank all of you for being here as part of our chat today. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Everybody, lots of prayers, love, and support for all of your fellow family members as part of ChattyBloggerMS and for other channels as well. Think about them, keep them in your prayers. Yes, even those evil people we talked about before. Oh, and also, I almost forgot one more. So, Jim and Crazy Horse and Alice, if you do have a chance to have a stream come up or anything that happens either this next week or moving on in the future, please let me know. Just leave me a little, note there through Facebook Messenger, and if I catch it, yes, thank you. If I don't, please don't blame me for that. We got way too much stuff going on. Like I said, in the next couple of months, I got to think about things I got to do around here, things I got to do for myself, things I got to do to take care of Suzanne when she has her surgeries. A lot of things are coming up on our plate, for the next few months. That's why February is so important, because then on February, I can get some of our stuff started, because it's going to last all year long, okay? It's not just going to be sit into 1 month. It's just going to trail all through the rest of the year, here and there. But that's what I planned for the channel, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope all of you get a chance to do it, to participate and have fun with us, especially the MOPS project. I really would like to find some more volunteers who would like to join me in a stream, and we talk about a certain, musical opera or play, in the series. So yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Oh, and then like I said, if I can get Jim and Sifdan and maybe Larry, or whoever else is into our sci-fi, um, that we can talk about, like I said, the James Colley and the Vic Monona New Voyages and Continues, and go through that whole set. Yeah, sometime this year that'd be good too. So, and I've also got my friends I don't want to forget Scott, who is Anchorman, or in this case, Anchor Cornholio 75. So I don't want to forget Scott, and I don't want to forget Elijah, Little Blue, um, who also helps us out. So I would love to have them co-host one of these days for us and help us out. Already. Well, we've reached the hour mark, so let's head out the door. As I said once again, uh, myself, Suzanne, Mumbai, Dejavu, all 60 of our wonderful family members in our group, in our community. You're all very valuable to us. We all love you very much, and we all pray for you 24/7, 366 days a year when you go into leap year, and 365 otherwise. So don't worry. The prayers are there. They will always be there for you, for all of you in our community and everywhere else, people that we know. So, yeah, absolutely. All right, well, take care, everybody. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay careful out there. It's still crazy. Some crazy weather coming up. As Farmer's Almanac said, this is going to be one of the worst winters in history. They're what they're saying, and so far, it's been holding true to that. So make sure all of you stay safe. Okay, please. All right. And take care, everybody. From Chatty Blogger, we'll see you next time. Probably Sunday night, late night. My last. I think hopefully it'll be my last JAS this month. But you never know. Like I said, you'll never know where. Remember, you never know where you'll hear or see me next. So keep me in your prayers, and keep me in your thoughts and sights and love and support and everything, for both of us and for our cats. All right, take care, everybody. And remember, it's a rough world out there, but if we can get through it, so can you. So, take care, everybody. From ChattyBloggerMS, which stands for Mikey Sues. We'll see you next time.